Hello, this is Tony Hiller from RealClimateScience.com. There's some very good news out of Britain which I'll discuss at the end of this video, and it has nothing to do with the royal family. I took this picture of the Queen riding side saddle at her birthday celebration in 1970. And behind her was this vehicle driven by two large greenhouse gas emitting creatures. People riding in that vehicle included the Queen Mother, Princess Anne, and Prince Charles. And now that this little boy is the king, he says he's going to save the planet from bad weather. He has a plan for a healthier planet. He's been hoping to save the planet from global warming for a long time. 3 years ago, he said we only had 18 months to save the planet from global warming. And in 2009, he said we only had until the year 2017 to save the planet from global warming. 15 years ago, Prince Charles said fighting global warming was like fighting against Nazis. 17 years ago, Prince Charles said that climate change is terrifying. In 1993, Prince Charles said that we had to solve global warming immediately and that we couldn't wait 10 or 20 years. I'm pretty sure that the world survived 10 or 20 years after 1993. But if we look 3 columns to the left, we can see what was actually going on with Prince Charles. His marriage was falling apart due to Prince Charles' bad behavior and was a scandal which was very public around the world. Prince Charles was trying to change his image from being a bad guy to being a good guy who was going to save the planet. So now he flies around the world in a private jet telling the little people that they need to cut back on their lifestyles. His son has also been busy telling the peasants that they need to reset for climate. The royal family has succeeded in the reset, and now half of UK households face fuel poverty this winter. In 1988, King Charles' father, Prince Philip, said, "In the event that I'm reincarnated, I would like to return as a deadly virus to contribute something to solving overpopulation." The prince died last year. But as I promised at the beginning of the video, the untold news coming out of Britain is actually extremely positive. Last week, Britain got rid of their idiot Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, and now it's clear why. The new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, has lifted the moratorium on fracking. She's begun new licensing for oil and gas exploration, and she's reviewing the UK's 2050 net zero target to ensure it's pro-business and pro-growth. The Conservative Party has actually elected a Conservative Prime Minister. But these actions she's taking will take time to bear fruit. In the meantime, I'm wondering if King Charles will invite freezing Britons into Buckingham Palace to warm up this winter. The royal family helped create this disaster, and it seems like it would be the right thing to do. Speaking of entering Buckingham Palace, I have a funny story from 1970. Some friends of ours in England told us that there was a way to get into the palace. You could walk up to the policeman guarding the gate and tell him that you wanted to sign the guest register. He would point you to a door inside the fence across the courtyard and tell you to knock. Someone would let you in and you could sign the guest register. I tried this, but the policeman told me that I would need to be accompanied by my parents. So I found an American couple outside the palace, told them the story, and then adopted them as my parents for 15 minutes. We walked across the courtyard with thousands of people peering through the fence trying to get a glimpse of something going on inside. When we came back out, my adopted parents told me that was the highlight of their trip. Britain has lost a good queen, but it appears that they've gained a good prime minister. If Britain was truly enlightened, we would have Queen Anne instead of King Charles, but that's a completely different story. Toto's been barking about the elites trying to keep the peasants down for the past 14 years. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki and Upala on the web at RealClimateScience.com.